How about we go to Torpedo Alley?
Ooh, Jeffrey Newman Classics Master. Better than your Uncle Doug, I bet. All right, guys, we're just getting through the some of the chat comments here so we can respond.
I need the. Sorry, you're going to have to give that back.
I've been doing everything I can. Oh, Deadflip loves something that's going on. He's happy.
Right.
Oh, and someone likes our commentary. Thank you. We will try to keep it on point for the game that's being played.
Yeah, we do have Allison
like to do
O'Neill
that.
and Carrie Wing on Torpedo Alley, and I'm not sure if this has been updated yet, but yeah.
You know, Angus is getting some love. Truly bad timing. Says they're thoroughly enjoying the commentary. Well, you can't impress them all at all times.
I know.
Personally, I like the one on behalf of Canada.
but I would say I think commenting on the actual matches might be an
smart.
idea.
Yeah, it is a smart plan.
Yeah.
Although I will say it says you have varying skill levels depending on competitiveness. Maybe we're just not competitive enough at our commentary game.
Wow, it looks like player 4 is doing better than players 1 or 2 or 1 or 3 on Torpedo Alley.
This one says, "Where's Doug T playing?" Is that your uncle?
No.
No, not your uncle, Doug.
So once again, in case you are just tuning in, I'm going to be repeating a lot of stuff here.
How could you?
On solid states, we are playing players 1 and 3 to prevent tilt-throughs. So you will be seeing, players 1 and 3 play. And players 2 and 4 are the infamous Joe Pinball, I believe somebody said, or John T. Pinball. So, okay.
All right, so this is not Chad and Cody, or is it?
No, it's not.
Is this Cody right here?
No, I got completely. I'm working on it. I had it up. I just didn't hit.
We believe you, Virginia. Just get it right this time.
Hey.
We need Carl.
Hey, what, dude? That's ouch.
There we go. Allison O'Neill and Carrie Wing. Rebecca. I'm going to call you Rebecca because everyone last night was Rebecca.
We are in Las Vegas, in case you guys haven't figured that out or didn't realize that. And I don't know about you two, however, but last night was a crazy night doing
Vegas things?
Yeah, doing Vegas things.
Ooh,
so,
what ball are we on here?
Ball 3, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I believe this is a quick game.
And
oh, no. Yeah, we will be doing ball 3. This is the end of ball 2.
Okay. All right, so we're just starting up. Just starting the last ball. 104 to 22.
Do you want to post the bracket link after this match?
You can find the brackets at the IFPA website. It is right on the front page. So just go to ifpapinball.com and click on whichever bracket or both that you want to watch.
Yep, and Ken Steele actually just posted the spreadsheet for the queuing and what games are what games are choosable for the competition. And
yeah.
Hakuna Kimtata, what an awesome name, has posted for us as well.
Thank you.
Love you guys for taking care of the stream with us. It's awesome. Anyone on this stream know Torpedo Alley very well and want to weigh in on the game?
Yeah, the flashing orange shot that looks like a triangle is your kickback.
That's the kickback to relight.
Then you can work on the yellow, the green, the blue, and each of them do something different.
Ooh.
The ramps, as you can see, do not spot anything. That has been turned off.
Yes, if you missed the post-it note that says
ramps do
what
not
you
spot
can't do.
anything.
All right, 252 to 22.
A lot of people looking for X-Men if we can get it going.
Yeah.
Trying to advocate for the crowd.
Which we're looking at.
Let us finish out this game, and I will be happy to. Why do we want to watch X-Men?
Because the people have demanded it.
I don't care if the people
have spoken.
I'm in charge here.
How many? Where are we at with the Allison Carey matchup? How many wins for each, or is this their first game?
It might be their first game. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, how many % sure are you?
Well, I'm trying to follow the bracket. However, it's not updated real time.
Okay, so the bracket that we're looking at says 0-0.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, we could switch to X-Men then, if this is not a game changer,
Well,
literally.
Might as well see where she's at and if she comes back.
What's that?
We haven't featured either of my disasters yet.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing we've talked about.
All right. So X-Men it is. Oh, you guys are killing me. Oh, wait, before I do that. You guys can look at us for 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
Where are we going? X-Men? Whoop.
How's it going?
Yeah, everybody wave to the camera. Hi.
Or, you know, other hand gestures. Where's
No,
Fred
No,
when
it's,
you
no.
it's that
other-
family-friendly stuff.
Well,
we can't do
no,
that.
but Fred was over here just a minute ago making lewd gestures.
All right, so we are on X-Men, and are we watching Chad and Sean?
Well, it says we're watching Allison and Carrie.
Well, no, I meant, is this...
This is X-Men, as featured by the Big X.
I am looking at the queue.
Is the gentleman in the blue shirt
queue.
watching? Is Andy playing X-Men right now? This guy in the blue? Is that X-Men? I can't tell by the side of the cabinet. I don't think it looks like X-Men to me.
ask
No,
the man-
X-Men's at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not Andy's match. We know that. But I don't know who's playing on it right now. It says
Yep.
Chad and Sean is probably
Yeah, but
the
I'm not...
matchup.
What if they
That's
just
why I
walked
was
away?
asking.
Yeah,
Huh?
it could be Eric and Chad next. Wait, how many Chads do we have in this thing?
I think I've met 2 today.
Are on X-Men?
Ah,
Oh, that's awesome.
They
We're-
have not updated it. Good to know.
This is great. We're at the Snow Marine matchup, which is exactly what we wanted to be seeing, because
Sweet.
this is going to be the determining match for them.
All right,
Perfect
so,
timing.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited about this.
Now I got to figure out how we update our spreadsheet over here. Do we have to go blame a sharp?
Probably. It's always a Sharp's fault.
Let's reload this. Yeah, now, okay, it just, our spreadsheet just updated, so we apologize for any,
So the
All
shot
right.
that the shot that was just made here, she made a really high risk shot, but this is their
What did
30
she do?
second.
Did she
Well,
go
this
all
is
the
their
way
30
around?
second practice just to
Oh,
kind of
okay.
figure it out. But when you're plunging on X-Men, you see what she did where she did the lighter shot
the
there,
short plunge.
the short plunge. That gives you beautiful shots at locks or other
you
X-Men
try?
modes.
The short
So
plunge
you
is
can
the only-
get a super skill shot for I think $500,000 by doing that.
Yeah,
How long does the super skill shot stay lit?
Probably looking at about 3 seconds. I think
Okay.
it's not very long.
So for those of you who might not know, this is a very decisive match for Snow and Marine, and I can see if I can actually update the wins below there. They're both at 3, so this next one's going to take it all. And it was Marine 3-0, and Snow came clawing her way back.
Yeah, it's
So it's very impressive.
yes, very.
There it
So-
is, 3-3. Increase the excitement.
And they have finished their 30-second warm-up. Oh, no, they're doing separate warm-ups. Okay, so they are both warming up for 30 seconds, which is allowed, so you can get a feel for the game, or if you feel the game has changed throughout the tournament, because sometimes, you know, flippers might get slightly weaker or whatever. You definitely want to know how the game feels.
The drop targets on Metallica might stop working.
The dead bounce may change.
Well, the drop targets on Metallica were on the fritz earlier today, so that's still a very big possibility. They might crap out before the day's over.
Yeah, because as you can see, these 14 games,
All right.
probably about
Looks like they're
13 of them are getting
about to
a lot of
start
play.
here.
So if you want to play in nationals or women's next year, get out there, play in the tournaments, play in the league, start a league, but definitely play more pinball, and then it might be you next year on camera.
All this glamour could soon be yours.
Impress your family, impress your friends. It's always fun when you say, oh, I want a pinball championship, and you hear, pinball, that's still a thing? However, if it weren't for pinball, I would not have met all these wonderful and great people.
Ooh, tough out on that one.
All right.
She was off to a good start with a couple combos.
This is another one where it's hard to see the score.
Yeah, unfortunately. So
Nice shot for the soft plunge for the skill shot. Beautiful.
They're asking, can we get some commentary on how people qualify for this? So how they qualify for women's and how they qualify for nationals?
yeah. So to qualify for nationals, what they did was they took the top 16 in rankings in the state. And if the top 16, if anybody declined, they went down until they filled slots of 16. Then all the state championships were played on the same day. And you had the choice of, if the first place winner declined to attend, the second place winner could attend. If neither one chose to attend, then
She had a really good ball going there, yeah.
if neither one chooses to attend, then that state gets no representation and no love, unfortunately. For the women's championship,
Ooh, can I take this one?
sure, feel free.
Let me see if I can. Okay, so the first 16 positions for women's was determined by top IFPA ranking if you're a female. And the next rankings up to 24 were all picked out of the top women qualifiers for women's tournaments in specific.
Just had a tough out there on X-Men. She's on the ropes here.
Whew.
But,
Hey,
you know, I came back with a 25 million ball on X-Men. That's the great thing, right? As long as you have something in play, there's a possibility. So she might be down right now, but she's not out.
Yeah, never assume you're out until ball 3 ends. Because I've been in many a match where I think I'm golden, and then I just watch the player come back on me, and it's all over.
Magneto multi-ball started.
Yeah, she's
Solid.
pretty adept at this game. Knows when to do the dead passes, knows when to cradle and hit it on the fly. She's on a good roll here.
She'd kill me on this one. I'm gonna apply it on
Now-
the feet. I hear all the flipping. Flippity, 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 flippity.
She only has one hero lid, so she doesn't have much build up in the way of,
Ooh, wow. Quick
Jack
outs there,
spots.
yeah.
A lot of lost ball.
Yeah.
which is something I just learned.
Oh, for the heroes
Yeah,
and the build
yeah.
up on Magneto.
Yeah, build up your heroes. And get higher scores on Magneto.
Ooh,
Nice
great save.
Beautiful save. And not much of a need of a slap there either. That was just a classic double flip.
And there's your cradle.
Did a post pass there too.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely learn your skills because pinball is not all luck. And make sure you watch. I mean,
Nor
for
is it
example,
50% luck. I love when I see that.
yeah. But like today, watch what these players do in the terms of nudging, cradling, post passes, dead bounces, all kinds of things. And if you get a chance, watch the top players at the tournaments play because that's how you learn. You see what they do and how they get to where they get.
And it's mixing those skills with knowledge of the machine as well. Like knowing the rule set and knowing also what scores best for you, I think, is pretty key because there's lots of different ways to play a machine. If you're a ramps person, you can sometimes get ramp build-ups. Ooh, that was a tough out.
Yeah.
That was a tough one for her.
Was that ball? Was that
That was ball 3.
ball 3? And
Yeah, that was a tough loss.
yeah. So that was
R3 and 3 as well.
on Ironman.
All right, you're going to switch it to Iron Man here. Thank
Okay.
you, Snow Gallivan, for coming and for rocking it out. That was an amazing comeback. It's nice to see. Marine, congratulations.
All right, we're going to another 3-and-3 match on Ironman, and let me see.
Looks like
who
we're late in the game here.
Who is it? Okay, so it's Colin and David. All right.
And they're just starting up here, huh?
GMA Pinballas, to answer your question, you asked, so the women's is only women's tournaments points and then the regular tournaments. The first 16 players in women's are determined by overall IFPA ranking. So if you are a female in IFPA, whatever the top 16 players in that are. I think like I was 25th in that ranking. Beyond that, if you are a girl or a woman, you can go on to play the women's only tournaments and women's only leagues, and you can get specific points for that. And that was how the rest of the top 24 were determined. So first top 16 were top IFPA ranking, and then after that it was fleshed out by the women who played in women's only tournaments and leagues and got points high enough to qualify, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and in case one of the top 16 declined, then they moved to the top 8 wild cards.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another great thing. If you're a woman, look for local leagues. I know they're popping up everywhere, and women's tournaments. Keep your eyes peeled, for those, because it's a lot of fun and it's a great way to play pinball.
So these guys are taking it pretty seriously. You can see the timer on the machine to count the 30-second time. So a lot of players just kind of, guesstimate, but you see quite a few that really take a more strict approach to it, which is fine.
So Sorcerer is also a 7 game, and that's Amy and Megan, so the determinant on who's going to go on from that game. So we've got a lot of big matches going on right now.
Yeah, so we can't get to all of them, unfortunately. If we could figure out how to do a split screen, maybe, but...
Would my fellow Canadian wonderful person next to me here be willing to go look at Sorcerer and see who, would give us an update on that one?
Yeah, I'll go around and take a look.
Oh, sweet, thank you. And then come back and tell us all about it. Sorcerer Game 7. We're working on it, Evan. We're working on it. Who's Hakuna Kimtada? I want to know. Is that Martinez? Show yourself.
Okay. So are we...
Oh, Bells and Chimes. Don't forget about Bells. Well, yeah, Bells and Chimes is women's tournaments and women's leagues, right? Who do you think? It is Martinez. Kim Data. It's Kim Bra. All right, Lisa. It is Kim. You're right. Duh, it's me, Kim. Well, I don't know all your nifty handles. I'm lucky I even recognize any of this. Oh, here we go. Sorcerer information.
So we're at 360,000 to 185,000. I don't know the names of the people.
What?
There's a blonde woman
Is
who
she
is
first
at.
or second?
She's leading. Yeah.
Oh,
Whoever's flipping first.
You guys, Amy's down but not out. Which ball is it?
It's we're going into. I think it's second ball 2 here.
It's ball 2. Okay, anything can
yeah,
happen.
it's still wide open.
I
Here.
personally really want to go to that game. Are we rocking it on Ironman? Are we desperate to know what happens here?
It's Colin and...
They're still earlier in this game, so we could go back to Iron Man.
Colin?
No,
Malcopine?
we might be up to Raymond and
This is
Sean.
a Malcopine game?
Not any. I don't think so. I think about...
It's Raymond on Iron Man.
Yeah, so, all right, let's go to Sorcerer. then.
Sweet. All right, Evan. Don't say I never did nothing for you. You too, Kim. You too, Lisa.
However, I'm going to be lazy and not update the names.
I will update the names. I will take care
All
of
right,
that.
so here we go with Sorcerer.
Yes.
We are on ball 2. Wow, it is a close game.
Wow, this is a good one here.
Yeah.
Is it Amy and who's the other person's name? Help me out here.
Sorcerer, Amy, and Megan.
Sorry, Megan. I had one of those moments where I should have known that and I didn't. Megan's player 1? Is that right?
No idea.
It's got to be, because he said Megan was player 1. And then they both have 3?
I believe.
Game 7.
Yeah. Yeah, we have...
This is a great match.
Change to select. Evan, you were so right. This is the match to be on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some of these matches are going fairly quickly, so it's hard to keep up with them
Beautiful
all.
shot.
We're on ball
So-
2 right now?
Yes.
That was
Oh, you
wonderful.
guys.
Now you're showing Megan and Amy.
This is kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Someone want to put link to the bracket up on the chat, please? Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, the brackets are on the IFPA page.
Ooh,
so
Man,
tilted.
She knows that tilt's there.
Yeah.
They got to know that tilt is there.
Still had a pretty decent ball though.
That's a great ball. Wow. Because she was at 180, you said, when you first took a look?
Yeah, no. So she climbed the
Okay.
mountain quite high.
All
That's
right.
good.
All right. So she really moved up.
There really is nothing like that feeling though when you get
Megan's
into a groove
anxious.
and you're running hard and fast
Now, what
and
am
you're
I saying?
scoring
She's
points.
cool.
It's wonderful.
Yes. and to get tilted out of that magic moment.
That's hard. That's
Like,
hard.
No, it's like waking up from a dream. What happened? All right, Megan, we're rooting for you. We're rooting for both
That's
of
a
you.
good analogy, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And keep in mind, these tilts aren't always sensitive. If you're putting moves on the machine, they can tend to build up and get that tilt bob swinging. And so if you may go, oh, well, I barely touched the machine on that tilt, but it may be the 10 or so hits you did before that caused the tilt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to be waiting for the phantom tilt.
Okay, let's see how this pans out.
Oh!
A tough out
And
indeed.
Amy Kesting advances.
Ouch.
Whew, seed 15.
All right, well, why don't we...
And that's pinball.
That's pinball.
You know, that is the thing, though. There is that element of luck. You can be a great player, but if the ball bounces the wrong way, there's nothing you can do. You're at the mercy of the machine.
Oh, there you go. All right, what are we moving on to here, people?
Why don't we stay on here and watch a little bit of Chris and Doug?
Is there another Game 7 that we want to see?
Any requests, people?
There was a request here. There was a couple requests.
There was some requests for Abra earlier.
Abra.
There's nobody on Abra, so that's no good.
Oh, wow. Then you'd see
Yeah,
a very
it's-
nicely maintained playfield.
Yeah, right now there's no queue on Torpedo, Abracadabra, or Misso. So that's what I said. Why don't we stay here for a couple minutes and, you know, we'll try and get what we can and, you know, go from there.
Someone's looking for Black Rose, maybe?
Nice run, man.
Yeah, great game.
Watching on the stream. Well, Amy's got to kind of be flying high right now. That was a big win for her.
Big.
I think also she was down a couple of matches. I don't exactly remember right now, but she came back in a big way. And what's a bummer for me as a personal front is that they're both from Ohio, so both come here to represent Ohio, and only one of them can advance from that first round.
Oh.
In there, so we were all kind of bummed out to see that they were matched head-to-head in the first round right away.
Yeah, we always laugh about that when our guys go to tournaments because, yeah, you tend to hope that you're not in the same field of play as your other representative or whatever. But sometimes you end up matched up, and then you're like, oh, it's just another league night. You know? And then, you know, you feel bad because, you know, you want to root for both of them, but you have to pick one.
I suppose you don't have to pick one.
So what's the scene like in your state, anyhow?
For Ohio or
Yeah,
Pennsylvania?
for Ohio.
Ohio.
Well, I'd like to hear from
For
both of you
both,
while
right?
we're
Okay.
waiting for another game to get going here.
So in Ohio, we have three like I don't know, like central locations for pinball: Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. I think that Cleveland has the most storied past and like longevity as far as like a really large pinball scene.
Right.
We have places like Stonehenge and Kid Force. Looks like
Looks like we're getting a lot of requests from Metallica. Just to hate to cut you off, I just want to make sure that people are getting what they want.
Why do you want to watch Metallica? Jeez, guys.
We want to watch
'Cause it's
Metallica.
wonderful.
Oh, no Metallica.
Ben and Mark or
Yeah,
Usher
do you
and
want to
Kevin?
play with the...
All right, I'll go back to my Ohio scene conversation in a moment. What's who's on this right now?
Well, it's either Ben and Mark or Usher and Kevin, so...
Do you know who?
No.
I do not know this gentleman's name. I'm embarrassed to say. In the long hair.
I'm assuming that is not Usher.
It's definitely not Usher. That's the one
So-
thing I
I
know.
think he's the Arizona champ.
I would say let's shoot for Ben and Mark then. We will find out.
Mark Pearson, yeah.
Yeah, we apologize, guys. I don't know everybody.
Yeah, it's
yet.
definitely something we want to know.
I
Do
just sobered up a few hours ago, so it's kind of
Do we know-
it's kind of a miracle that I'm even.
However, it looks like that game's over, so maybe. Oh no.
Yeah, it looks like it's over.
Well, no, because they're on ball 3, but it's on. Oh yeah, so we may be going to Usher and Kevin.
Usher and Kevin, and we don't know. This is pretty sad of us guys, but we don't know what the totals are necessarily. We can guess at what the IFPA has updated on their website, so we're going to try
How's
that.
this? How about this? I'm gonna go run in. I'm gonna see what games are starting, and we could try to follow one through completion.
I think this
and
sounds like a
actually-
beautiful plan.
Actually, try to commentate.
Well, we don't
Why would we
necessarily
try to commentate?
we don't necessarily need to watch to completion right now, especially
Right.
in the early rounds, because we're trying to catch up to a lot of people
For
who
sure,
might not
yeah.
make it past the first round.
Wow.
So we want to be able to see these people. They came here to the nationals, and then obviously as the games progress, we can
Sure.
see.
All
the
right,
long,
I'll go take a look, see what's
see
going
the
on.
long form version.
Well, we can leave if we're starting with, or if Escher and Kevin are starting, we can actually just watch a full game of Metallica. Right now, it looks like Escher is up 2-0.
All right, we've actually got it updated. Not bad for having never done this before. All right, here we've got.
What's that?
So they're doing their practice right now.
No, I don't think so. I think the previous player is finishing out his ball. I might be wrong, though.
Oh, is that what's going on?
That's what it looks like.
Again, and this is my my fault. I don't know what Kevin. Wait, Kevin Kuntz?
Yeah.
I know Kevin
I could
Kuntz.
only.
So
All right, we've got some update.
Once Angus gets his headphones back.
Zoe
on.
and Trace are going to start a game on Iron Man in a little while.
Okay.
And looks there might be some good action going on Aerosmith as well.
Okay, so
Okay,
we're
so
moving
why don't we
away
go
from
to-
Metallica,
For now.
according to Angus.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if he's playing his ball because it looks like Escher and Mark are waiting. So we will go to, what did we say?
Iron Man's going to fire up in a minute, but go to
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith right now. Yeah,
And
there was
who's
a
on?
multi-ball in play when I was in the room, but that was 30 seconds
Is
ago
that
because
Fred and Preston?
Well, we'll find out here in a sec. Yeah, I think that's Preston.
Ooh. All right, guys. And I do not know what the win ratio for both of them is here. Fred. Okay, so Preston looks like he has one
very
win
nice
so far.
save.
So we'll get that updated.
And if you haven't heard us say it enough, the toy box has been disabled for Metallica.
And it looks like that table has been moved quite a great bit.
Yes, it has.
Oh. Carl's doing some adjustments for us.
I just have to wait for the next.
So Deborah, while we're waiting, why don't you go back to talking about Ohio?
Oh yes, that thing about Ohio. So Cleveland's huge. Columbus is actually just getting a lot of steam right now. We have 3 big leagues in town. We've got 2. We've got magnificent locations. Super Awesome by John Geiger. We've got a super secret location also with him, but we're not going to talk about that online. Let's see here. We've got level 1. We've got a big league there, and it's super awesome. We've got Pins Mechanical. We've got tons of locations with just 1 or 2 pinballs in Columbus. It's just getting bigger and bigger. It's amazing. Cleveland's huge. We've got Super Electric, a couple locations. Not in Cleveland, sorry, Cincy. A couple locations for Super Electric. It's just a really big scene in Ohio, and I think
That's awesome.
I'm going to forget somebody and I'm going to feel bad. But Megan is from Ohio. Amy, I was lucky enough to be an alternate, although thankfully all the women showed up. Trent is here. We've got a ton of guys in the Nationals from Ohio. I don't know. To long story short, Angus, it's a pretty big scene
That's
right
awesome.
now. Yeah,
Really good to hear.
makes us happy. Amanda Case, I believe, is
Yes,
from Ohio.
Amanda is from Ohio.
And is it Vanessa?
Yeah, we're just for people making the commentary. We're aware that the camera's out. We were trying to adjust it earlier.
Yeah, we're
but
working on it.
Yeah, unfortunately that camera needs to be adjusted manually, so you'll just have to hang loose on that.
44 million is a pretty good score on this machine, although it's been playing very, very high scoring today. Like, people seem to know this one. It seems to be pretty popular. So although 44 million is pretty big, very attainable to get a big score in one ball. If you had a mode like Sweet Emotion going during multi-ball as well, that could be all the difference you need to close a gap that big.
And to answer your question, Angus, about the scene in my state, I'm from Pennsylvania. However,
Pennsylvania.
Pete is representing West Virginia today.
Right.
Most of the people know what the scene in Pittsburgh are. You know, if you've been to Pinburg or whatever, you've been to our.
I've heard things, yes.
Yes, so
I've heard things.
I don't think I need to talk much about the scene in Pittsburgh. The scene in West Virginia is really starting to pick up. We've gone down to Morgantown. They've had leagues down there for the past year and some tournaments. So if you live in West Virginia, look for, you know, the leagues. There's definitely, like I said, one in Morgantown on Tuesday nights. And I'm sure there's others that I'm not aware of yet. But, yeah, it's definitely a growing scene in West Virginia at this point.
Very cool.
And with my apologies to the guys on the other side of Pennsylvania, I know there are leagues and stuff out there. I just
Philly
don't know.
scene.
Yeah, the Philly or Central. I just apologize for not knowing all of those. Well, see, we are straight again on Aerosmith. Thank you. All right, and Preston is. That was a nice nudge right there.
Was that, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, little touch.
Nice.
Now, the extra balls, I believe, are disabled on this one.
What kind of a points do you get for 'em?
Probably.
But-
Make the assumption that they are disabled
Yeah.
on all
Of course they are,
games.
yeah.
Yeah, but still good for point value.
Yeah, most tournaments they turn off the extra balls.
Oh, I was surprised about that. Did he already have a couple dangers? He was pretty
He did, yeah.
pretty cautious about
Yeah.
that.
No, he made a big save and had a couple dangers beforehand, but that's fine. Score's pretty big, but still, again, like I said, you can close the gap on this. If he hits that lock, he'll activate the multi-ball, and then God knows what happens after that.
A multi-ball?
Well, no,
Six-ball
scoring,
multi-ball.
you know
The
what I mean?
scoring
Yeah.
is going to be epic.
It's going to be pretty big. So soft plunge to get the lock, and then spray and pray, man.
So, Angus, we were asked this question earlier. What do you think of the new displays on the back boxes?
I love them. I think they're pretty cool. Has a more contemporary look to them. They're smooth. I like it.
So it doesn't distract you at all
No.
from your play?
No, not at all. No. I think at this point now, with the games getting so complex and the games like Jersey Jack with the full LED displays,
Yes.
you kind of get used to it. You have to get used to it if you want to be good.
Sure.
I think it's just a natural evolution. But having said all that, you know, I still love the EMs. I still like the solid states where you don't have those options. And, you know, every
Yeah.
pinball machine has its own.
I think it never really much affects me either way.
Yeah.
Especially when you know the rules well enough to know the shot without
There
the
it
screen
is.
having to tell you.
Here we go.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, and you know it's Funky Fresh Fred, so this is going to get cray.
So here we go.
This is it, folks.
It's going to get real.
Preston better be saying his prayers.
All right, so I count.
So you can see, too, that down the middle, the ball saved light's blinking. Doesn't blink very long, but you'll see it reload into that tray. Ooh,
And what, that was a 5-ball, right?
that was a 5-ball, and it's
Down to
reduced
2.
quickly.
I thought
Yeah.
it was a 6-ball.
Oh, no!
Oh,
But did he make
Yes,
it,
does
though?
he have some
extra
saves?
Did he make it?
ball.
Okay, so there it is.
I think he might have closed the gap, though. See, there you go. He's at the 65
Just
million
with
now.
how many seconds of
Yeah,
a 6
so
ball.
there you go.
Okay. So even though he's sitting above the other score, he definitely needs to build up because
So now he's got super scoring.
What does that mean?
Super
in this
scoring. Well,
sense?
just the multipliers on just anything just go up. So you just want to make your shots on this one. Just keep your
So
your
all he
composure.
has to do
Make
is
some
hit
shots.
those red arrows.
Yeah.
shoot the flashy things.
Shoot the flashy things.
Ooh, that was a great save.
That was.
Man, he keeps getting into that lock. That's not where he wants to be.
Yeah, you guys are going to see some
Nice.
epic pinball today.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a
Very
good.
good.
That was a smart catch.
And the
Bump to
elevator's
left.
lit. I don't know how many he has, but I thought he had more than one in the elevator.
Another
He's
extra
got
ball
a great
slid.
ball going here.
Over and over again, and that lock shot eludes me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So much.
I know. I wish I could have that kind of luck and get it in there most times, but yeah.
Just I'll take all those extra lock shots you're getting.
Yep.
All right, another extra ball.
So now we're getting into great score territory.
88.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
You
he's
start
feeling-
when you break
starting to feel
100,
good.
you're having a good day.
And the bonus on this one's always hard for me to figure. Sometimes it's good. A lot of times it's not huge.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet. I have a good buddy of mine who owns this machine, and the multiplier is something I haven't figured out yet. But it's a fun game. It's kind of formulaic. Like I know some of the other players don't really like playing it just because it's a lot like Kiss.
Formulaic or?
Well, it's just like the template
more
of the
specifically
play
Lonnie-aic.
field. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, I guess
Oh,
it is.
Oh, he
Still.
smacked it.
great ball though.
He took his anger out on it.
Yeah, courtesy dictates. Try not to
Dictate.
do that. You know, try to be
What?
respectful.
This
of
is
the
Funky
games.
Fresh. That is as respectful as he gets. Look at that. He got
Where?
a 2 million bonus. That was it.
Yeah, brutal. Eh?
I know. Well, that's the first thing, but what is it?
Yeah, but yeah, definitely if you're on a location or you're at a private collection, respect
We're lucky
the
he didn't
games.
break the glass.
Yeah, I know that's
We're lucky
happened.
he didn't flip the table.
But that's why I said you need to be respectful. You know? All right, there's some gesturing and talking. Does he feel that it was an unfair something?
No, Fred, it's kind of his way sometimes just to explain
Oh,
and talk about and maybe even give some hints.
You don't normally see that in this kind of play.
Yeah. Get even with the machine. Make sure it understands you. That's right, Greasy T.
no. The problem with that is invariably the machine goes, "Oh yeah, no, you're not getting even. I'm going to treat you poorly."
And so we find Preston in the unenviable position of not having any progress on that multi-ball.
But it's doable. That's the thing. You can have a great ball. No, he's good. He got the VIP.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The thing about his style of play, though, is quite aggressive. So he really likes to nudge hard, and that could be his undoing.
Yeah, we did see him tilt quite a bit
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Has he played? Have we watched him play Sorcerer today?
I can't remember if we watched him play.
You can see
Sorcerer.
he's a bit nervous too, where he's got the hill to climb. He's just got to keep the cool head and just shoot.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. He can do
Yeah,
it.
Preston knows how good
Yeah.
he is. Got that blue shot.
I
By
always
blue
like
shot,
to
I
ask
mean
the
mode
question.
shot.
If you're in Preston's situation, you walk up and you're 30 million behind.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? Do you just ignore it and play like you would play normally, or?
It would really depend on the mode that you have activated. In the mode that he's in, if I was in his shoes, I'd just try to go to get the multi-ball. Yeah, you have a big hill to climb with 30 million.
So try to get that 3-baller.
Yeah, go for the 3-baller. Ooh, yeah, see, and there it is. There it is.
Wicked.
Sometimes you have to do that, but yeah, it was his undoing.
Still, that was a good match. All right.
All right, so it's
nice.
1-1. I mean, we're early on in the round for these guys,
Well, let's bounce back over.
and it sounds like Escher is now 3-0 in his first matchup. So
All right.
we
Well,
might be seeing him move on quickly. We might be seeing him
let's
taken
bounce
to the
over-
mat for another 3 games.
Let's bounce over to Game of Thrones. I don't think we've watched that for a while.
Just to close the loop on the nudging on Aerosmith, it wasn't really the fact that that particular nudge was hard. He had warnings up until then, so it was the third. It was the fact that he activated the third warning that really did it. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Wow, someone requesting 4 queens. Wow, an EM fan in the midst.
Yeah, we will get there.
I wouldn't mind seeing some more Sorcerer with Trent and Colin as a matchup.
All right.
I'm bound to be biased.
Yeah. Have you explained the mode lock for Game of Thrones yet?
Go ahead and explain it, because we haven't covered it in a while, and I'm sure we have new viewers.
Yeah. So Game of Thrones today is set to casual mode. Normally, in the I think it's advanced mode is what it's called. You can select your house, and the houses have different bonuses depending on what you select. In this particular game, because it's in casual mode, you start and stay with Stark. If you go out of casual mode, it's an automatic DQ in the game. So that limits what you can do on multi-balls. Like, a lot of people really like playing Martel because you have that extra ball in a multi-ball mode by hitting the smart button. In this case, you don't have that. You have to stick and stay with start.
And right now, I believe they are taking their 30 seconds of warm-up. Oops. Sorry.
Just pop it. Oh, it didn't work.
Ow!
This is a wood table. Wow.
No, it's not going to work.
It didn't even work?
No.
That lovely sound you heard was
It was me trying to pop open a cider bottle.
on a wood table.
Hey, I've done it before.
It was worth it to watch him completely screw up with
No, whatever, man. Without a can opener, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Throw me a Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at what you have.
And what nerd party would be complete without chips? Oh no, and
Alert.
sweets. These are
No,
sweets.
no. We have
Alert.
sweets.
We've been given Reese's and Milk Duds.
I don't know.
I think
If he
there's
leaves
Rolos,
this
oh
here,
my.
it's all over.
Heath Bahar. Okay, sorry. I'm getting a little.
Good God.
We have gotten off track again.
Milk Duds are not popular enough.
No.
Everyone's avoiding them. Okay, so
All right,
pinball.
so they have started. I seriously hope that this is Adam and Eric, because the spreadsheet has not really been updated.
I'll ask him then.
It may be Carl and Luke. We will find out.
I think it is.
Nice backhand to the lock. That's a harder shot to make.
I thought that was Carl.
Well, the
Adam
left
Erica.
to the lock is actually a harder shot to make. At least I find.
All right, we are actually watching Carl and Luke. So Carl actually gets to play today, and we hope that he spends the day playing as opposed to over here with us in the broadcast booth.
That's right. This man's earned it.
Yes, and I
Just
mean,
a comment from the group. They're talking about casual mode, kind of sucking the fun out of the game. I sadly have to agree. It's a lot more fun playing in advanced mode, but it's harder, so it is a little more like chopping wood. But it means that you're actually seeing a true kind of expression of skill when you put it in casual mode. So it's in a format like this, it makes sense. But yeah, from a fun standpoint, it's just not there. Ooh, that was a big smack. So after a tilt that hard, if you're coming up, you wouldn't want to shoot right away. You want to let that tilt rocker rest a bit.
yeah, you give about 30 to 60 seconds
yeah.
to let it rest.
Exactly.
In case you're wondering why, because if you plunge the ball and you tilt on that plunge, it's too bad, so sad. And some players actually, you can see a phone down in the corner. Some players actually do time it. Some players do just kind of wing it and stand there and wait a little bit and then go up and play.
I was wondering about this, and I don't think you mentioned it specifically when you were just talking, but Adam said it's great for head-to-head. Everyone still plays the same basic way, but without all the add-a-balls and wait till next ball to start. Hand of the king, the games go much quicker. And
They
I was
do.
wondering about this, whether or not it really affected the speed of the gameplay, but I figured it
It
had to be
does.
the case. Otherwise, why
It,
would they bother doing
it
that
absolutely
for the
does. It's like night and day. And yeah, in a just from the standpoint of having to get through matches so quickly where you have a finite number, such a small number, and such a large bracket, you have to do things to manage the time.
And this, too, from Adam, the biggest drawback, if you light a mode, it will start in the next ramp shot, which adds a very interesting other aspect to
Yeah.
your strategy.
The biggest thing,
Yeah,
the
you can't
biggest,
pass.
yeah, and to me, that's the thing that
That's
makes
a
it the least
huge
amount of
strategy
fun
point.
because if you really want to crank the score in advanced mode, you leave your matchups to
Sure.
a multi-ball,
Yeah.
and then you get 2 going at once, and you can really crank the score instantly.
Right.
But in this one, you actually have to pick a battle, and you need to do it. It's how you score the points in casual mode. You just can't pass.
All right, I will ask the question. How do you go from casual to advanced? I didn't even know that
That's
was
an
option.
easy one. You can you hold the smart button down for 3 seconds, and then it'll give you the option to switch to casual or to advanced mode rather.
And as we said earlier, if you do that, you will be disqualified.
Instantly.
Yeah. You will find that a lot of tournament directors do change settings and that on the game because they need to have shorter play times. Because if you get someone up there that can spend all day hitting a ramp shot, and at some point you want it so that the games aren't as quick or aren't as long. You want them quick.
Can I go to the female bracket here? The women's bracket?
Just click on that.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. It's just a different tab. Thank you.
So he's lit 2 battles now, Lannister and Greyjoy.
And in the match, Louise versus Marine, it was Louise. She won the first one, I believe,
Okay.
for the person who asked.
Lannister by itself, just for people listening, is a harder one to score by itself. I love playing with Lannister in multi-ball because you can get all those flashing yellow lights quite easily when you have 3 balls flying around.
Just winging it, yeah.
Exactly. It's a lot higher risk when you have a single ball environment like this. But I mean, if you don't have much to choose from, you want to have 2 battles going at once. You have a higher likelihood to score. Good save.
Nice nudge. All
Now
right.
he might tilt. He's got to. Right now, you want to
Yeah.
keep it down.
Yeah, he is cradled up
Yeah.
and giving the machine a second or two to rest. How do you light each house?
How do I like each house?
Light.
How do you light each house? That I don't know. I just
also-
kind of go
I
for
also
it.
want to know how you like each house.
Oh man, I'm Team Stark all the way. You know, like
Lucky you.
in real life. But
But not in pinball land.
no, I'm Martell all day. Greyjoy is an interesting one in advanced mode, though, if you're good, because Greyjoy's ability is it steals the different houses' advantages. So if you can complete Greyjoy and keep ramping through, you can steal other houses' advantages and really get some amazing things going.
And Doc SSS in the chat room has said it's 3 shots to that house's shot outside of a mode.
There you
So
go.
thank you very much, guys. Yeah, we know we always can rely on the chat room when we're not sure of the rules. And
The RAM is garbage, right? Martell, you have to shoot every shot twice. So
I think in most cases we don't have to worry about that. It's more just personal
we got a long climb here, 18 million to 79.
Not that long of a climb. This is a high-scoring game you got to keep in mind. So I think that's a doable one.
All right, and he hit the short plunge because he's trying to get to the multi-ball as quick as possible.
That's right. So he tried to go from the left to the lock lane. I think it's higher risk. You want to try to do it from the right. Now, here we go. Oh, there was a shot. A little late on it. This game's really punishing, too. It moves very fast. If you hit one of the bumpers from an incorrect lane, you're in trouble. You better be able to react quickly.
Yeah, that goes along with don't miss your shots. And everybody has heard
Virginia's
me say
best
that.
and favorite advice.
Hey, like I said, I've started them up enough ramps at times that, and watch that ball drain that I give that advice. Don't miss that shot. 'Cause by missing that shot, could have made a difference from
Now, that was a quick end of the multi-ball there.
fourth to second.
But he made up the gap. He's now over 100. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, that was a quick. Okay. Yeah, I keep forgetting how high scoring this one can be.
I think he's got Super Jackpot lit. If I'm not, I might be mistaken. but it looks like the Ram might have Super Jackpot lit. I can't tell.
Yeah, it's not like we can zoom in very easily
Yeah.
on these.
No, obviously it doesn't have it. We would have known.
Did we also revisit to let, if you're paying attention too, if you're plunging on this one, they've added a rubber, I believe, on this area here, so the ball's been bouncing over to the left as
Oh, wow.
opposed to coming straight down to the right.
Very
So that's
interesting.
something to keep in mind too. Which to me, it's been looking like a nice feed because it's been.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you see it right
Yeah.
there? Look at how beautifully it bounced over to the right flipper.
It is nice.
Like, who doesn't love that? But they were thinking that that was possibly something to trip people up too.
Without that, sometimes I could give. You can actually hit the top of the side of the cabinet up here.
Uh-huh.
Just you don't want to hit it too hard, but you can get it off of the side just to get it a bit further up on the flipper here and have a nice cleaner shot.
And what? Just immediately go for the center ramp?
See, and that's my style of play. I like to hit shots on the fly.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
why I guessed that.
yeah.
Very good.
Hey, didn't we have that conversation earlier? Control
did,
versus on the fly.
Yep, we did.
We did, yeah. Scott Winter's coming, going.
Winter
This
has
is a hurry
come.
up,
That was a nice catch on the ball. Smart.
and there it is. You got
All
the
right,
14 million
Carl.
on that one.
That was a nice backhand.
Very nice.
Oh no!
A tight game.
Yeah, very. Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's not a very big gap. It looks big when you think like, oh my God, he won by 100 million. But on Game of Thrones, that's not a really huge gap. But good game on both counts.
All right.
Let's go over and do some time machine.
Time machine time? Okay.
Yeah, let's do time machine. Because that's another interesting one to watch.
I believe that's Alberto and Chad.
I love that comment about the Stark being great. Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh. Which Chad?
If it's Alberta, Chad Becker.
Thank you very much. And how many wins have we got here? Alberto. Oh, so they're just starting. Can I borrow that for a second?
No, it's just getting here. Up and they just started and they just finished this game. We're in case you didn't hear us say this previously, we are not in the room. We are actually watching from outside, so we can't see everything
Harder for us to
happening.
determine what's going on and where.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have spreadsheets and brackets, and that's about it.
But the spreadsheets and brackets don't necessarily tell us what ball each player is on.
Well, that they haven't been updated exactly.
yeah, but we can stay on here and watch.
Do we have any
Oh,
requests?
no, nobody's there. Amy and Megan are next on Game of Thrones.
Paragon's
love
not
to
in
see
play
Zoe.
today. It was on the list of games
Barracuda?
for
Do we want to go
the
to
Pin
Barracuda?
Masters, and I think it still is, but it's not one of the ones in competition today.
All right, we're going to go to Barracuda.
I find it hard to believe that
Ah!
Amy and Megan are up
Crap.
next on Game of Thrones because Amy moved on and she's now on. She's now playing Helena.
Yeah, it's Helena and Amy. Somebody got a little confused.
That's all right. That's
All
just
right.
like Lisa to do that.
So we are on Barracuda. Zoe and Tracy,
Tracy?
because we had somebody have a request to Zoe.
All right, Zoe Vrabel and Tracy Lindbergh, I believe. Zoe with 2, Tracy with 1.
However, it looks like this may be another one that
Are we just chasing our tails here? Is that what's going on?
Hey, Angus,
Maybe
you
I
want-
need to go in again and actually
Yeah,
figure
go
out what's
in and
going on, like
figure
I
out
did with
what we
Aerosmith.
wanna
Yeah,
watch.
yeah. Okay, let's figure this out.
All right, we are sending our on-the-spot reporter in to find out where we can go next.
Aerosmith's just starting.
All right.
Also, the Zoe Tracy matchup is going to Abra.
Yeah, but that doesn't. We can go to Abra, but Zoe and Tracy are in the queues, so.
No, I think that the queue might not be updated.
Well, let's find out. Oh, well, let's see who's on Abracadabra. All right, where are we at? No, we're back to Preston.
Doc, SSS, there is no hard body today.
No, yeah, we do not have hard body. We are watching Preston and Fred again.
We got a ladies Game of Thrones match in warm up right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that one.
Okay.
Let's go back to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's Helena and Amy?
Yep.
Yeah, that is definitely
big one.
going to be a big one.
One of the cool things about coming to this, like it's my first time at a national event, and everybody's just really welcoming. It's you actually do feel like pinball has a bit of a community behind it, and there's like a, an understanding amongst all shooters. It's actually pretty nice.
Well, that's what I've said. I've been in the pinball scene since 2008, and I started volunteering at Papa, I don't know, like 2010, 2011, and I have met so many great people by volunteering, by helping, by playing, and
Yeah.
like some of them I think are good enough friends that I could call on them if I really, really, really needed something.
But not if you really, really needed something.
No, not if I really, 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 really needed something.
If I absolutely need something, I only trust my family and people I've played hockey with.
Because you haven't been in pinball long enough.
Not the curling
That's right.
contingency?
What's that?
Not the curling contingency?
Oh, no, they're a bunch of unreliable bastards. We want to stay clear of them.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Tell us about your curling.
No, we have a Game of Thrones match. It's about to start, and I just have a feeling that the people on Twitch might want us to talk about that rather than curling.
We're going to get back to that.
Well, if we have time.
I have time. We got all day.
Switched it up, so we've got Helena
First.
She's player one right now.
Okay. Yeah, going back a little bit, if you didn't see it last year, there was some nice write-ups done on Helena.
Nicely done, Helena. That was a beautiful shot there.
Is she still the #1 player?
Game of Thrones is a game that you can do a lot of post passing with too, as well. You can see when she lit the lock that last time, she did it through a kind of like a modified post pass.
Yeah, I should be watching her and what she does there.
But these shots, she's got really crisp shots. She knows what she's doing here.
His,
Beautiful live catch. Went right to the lock. Yeah.
And after she locked it,
I have a feeling.
knew exactly
Yeah,
what she
I
wanted
have
to
a
do
feeling
to get that
this is
back.
going to be a high-scoring game here.
Nice.
Beautiful live catches.
her
Her
live catches
her
are
skill
pretty.
level is pretty high.
Yeah.
Well, it's Helena we're talking about here.
Well,
Yeah, but she is actually seated second.
She did second, but did she not win the championship last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she was the
believe
women's
she is
champion.
the defender.
Yep.
oh, rough break. But that's okay. She still has 2 balls, and sometimes it's actually advantageous to have 2 balls on a multi-ball rather than 3. They're easy to control, especially if you're one. You could tell with her skill level's so high that she could manage the ball save with, or like cradling 1 ball while having another in play. So, tough out there.
Oh, my apologies. We have not checked in a while. You're watching the 2017-2018 IFPA North American Championships and the Women's Championships. You have myself, Virginia, Deborah, and Angus on the mic.
Hello. The guy is Angus, who is the Nova Scotia qualifier. That's right, Burrs.
Being met with mixed reviews.
If you have any complaints,
Why did we
take them
send
up
that
with
guy?
Carl.
I had no idea that they were curling emoticons. That's fantastic. Did you know?
And it's an international community, right?
Did you know that those pucks are made out of rare granite? And
Yeah, I
I'm
did.
going to just move back to pinball.
Literally
Yeah, I was gonna
every
say, I thought we
Canadian
were
knows
going
that.
to
We're
try-
talking about pinball.
That's
though.
why I
Yeah.
had to ask, because
Yeah.
I knew what your response would be.
Hey.
You'd scoff.
We are all purpose. We know that you guys want to watch this, but we can talk about other sports as well.
I want to talk about this Game of Thrones match.
Yeah.
So this looks like it's going to be. Oh, wow, it was tough.
Oh yeah, that's a tough
Ouch.
drain.
All right.
Still 71 million. That's ball 2 already?
Yep.
Wow.
It was a fast out for Amy and a pretty fast out for ball 2 on
Yeah.
Helena's.
Ball. Okay. You distracted me with the curling talking.
It's all my fault. You're right.
And
Ooh.
Oh. It's all right. She's got another ball. Anything can happen.
Okay.
Anything.
one I definitely.
Gap's not that big, so
No.
this
As we-
really is anyone's game here.
Yeah, as we saw in the last game of Game of Thrones. Yeah. You can build up really, really quickly.
I think there's got to be some psychological effect of playing the women's champion in your second round when this is your first time to nationals, or well, first time to, I'm sorry, the women's championship.
Nah.
So she's going to get a mode started here, I think. Picking Lannister and Greyjoy, that's going to be a good mode.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out.
Lannister because she has no choice.
Yeah, you're not allowed to pass, as we said earlier, in case you're tired of us saying that.
Does casual mode give you the option to
Beautiful.
do 2 modes at once?
Yeah, you can. And
Okay, good.
she's doing Lannister and Greyjoy.
And both? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching the
You
screen to see.
you can't pass.
Woo.
Baku's lit.
Wow.
Ball
Yep,
2.
she's going for the next one. It's going to happen.
Ooh.
Still, look at those nudges. And I mean,
I'm just back end, but that's all I'm gonna do.
you talk about moving the machine around. That's,
Yeah, she's going for that lock.
yeah.
It
So
is.
as we said earlier, don't hesitate to nudge, but know your limit.
She gets that ball back. That's
And
it.
there it is. That's going right in. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Multi-bar.
And she's still got those Lannister targets lit up. And this is where you want to make good on there.
Yeah. This is your chance.
Yeah.
I should show up and help.
And we got,
Oh, nice save. So remember what I was talking about earlier?
Yep.
This is exactly what's happening. She's trying to, this is smart. Oh, and those, seeing those earlier nudges, she paid the price there.
yeah.
She could have done some big destruction there, but she made good there.
Still,
That's
233,
that's a high score.
Very nice score.
That's a tough one to climb. Doable though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I still get amazed on some of these new games that, like, when you do a multi-ball or whatever, next thing you know, you're looking up going, oh wow.
And
I
then
didn't expect my score to be quite that big.
and we haven't really seen any wizard modes today, from what at least from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Wizard modes, if for anyone
They
new,
haven't
if you've
been
never
happening,
seen
yeah.
that, it's incredible. It's a special mode where after you complete a certain number of missions, you just go into this like ultimate scoring mode where shots are worth obscene amounts of points, and if you activated wizard mode, you're pretty much guaranteed to win unless your opponent can do the same.
I was just demonstrating it.
She's got to put her head down and play here.
That's
Ooh,
oh,
nice save.
that was nice.
Nice save. She's good.
Settle down.
Ooh, and that's hard.
Oh, ouch.
That's the punishing thing about this game that I was saying earlier
It's a
too. If
brutal
you hit some of
smack.
those bumpers, they will
Yeah, it's fast to
punish
the
you.
outlane.
Greasy T wants to talk about curling wizard mode.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think curling wizard mode, first of all, involves probably 48 beer, fire, and What else, Greasy T? What's the third component? 48 beer, fire, and what?
All right. Nobody is currently playing Torpedo Alley. That's why it updated as I was switching. All right, let's bounce over to...
Hitting the other guy with the rock. That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's bounce over to... Let's see who's on Abracadabra right